Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel guys. Remember to subscribe my channel, tunaelekea 1000 subscribers guys. So, nilimwambia guys nitaendelea kung'ang'ana na kwenda field kila mahali Nairobi. So, kutafuta watu wa kufanya interview wenye wanajua about Sultana. So guys, nilikuwa napitia street nyingine moja safi hapa Santo, Kasarani Nairobi. Nikapatana na huyu mrembo. Huyu mrembo amenistua. Na sijui kama tutaanza part 1, part 2, part 3 atuelezee kila kitu. Kwa nini nasema hivi? Huyu mrembo amefungua hii job. Hii job ni yake. Imagine hii job ni yake hii. Hii yote. Ya kuuza vitambaa, kila kitu. Hii job ni yake. So, mimi nikastuka. Imagine mrembo kama huyu ako na 24 years. 24 years. Ana mbabas. Ana mbabas. Na imagine kupata demu akuwa Nairobi, ana mbabas. Ana mtu yeyote wa kumpea pesa. About familia, atatuelezea about familia yake. Mimi hata nilikuwa nafikiria walikuwa pamoja nini, baba yake, mama yake nini. Lakini ni story deaf sana about ni venye yani amelelewa, yani mimi hata sisemi, atatuelezea kila kitu. So guys, mimi nimestuka. Akafungua job na akarent na analipa hii nyumba, na ujue ni Nairobi. My friend, na ako 24 years. So nataka ni atuelezee about hiyo story. So atatuelezea juu ameniambia mpaka niko nyumba yake ako na 48 inches. Ile TV kubwa kabisa ndio ana watching nayo Sultana. So atatuelezea story kidogo about ni life yake venye iko. So tukimalizia nitamuuliza maswali about Sultana na atuelezee. So for now anatuelezea ni aje ilifika kanunua mpaka hiyo TV ya kuwatch ni Sultana, hiyo kipindi ya Sultana. Pia amesema mpaka Pendo pia ikikuja very soon pia ataendelea kuiwatch njoo anapenda na about ni Sultana na anapenda hizo ni vipindi sana. So sister, mambo
poa sana.
Unaitwa nani?
Naitwa Hilda.
Yes. From Murang'a.
Yes.
Sasa unajua mimi nimestuka ni Hilda because sijoi kutoka nifanye interview, sijui pata ni dem kama wewe. Imagine uko na kazi kama hii, na ni kazi maybe iko na more than 200,000 ama 300,000.
Yeah.
Na umerent nyumba, umefungua job nyumba ya kazi, umenunua kila kitu everything kwa hapa.
Yeah.
So ni aje ulifanya ni kafika mpaka ukakuwa hapa mpaka sasa yuko natuambia uko na pia TV kubwa sana ya kuwatch Sultana kila kitu. Ni aje uliendelea aje ni mpaka ukafika hapa? Imagine.
Okay, my life story is a long story. It started back in 2015 after finishing my form 4. When nilimaliza form 4 nikapita exam zangu and I went for the results, but the moment naendea results zangu my parents had no money, so I called my dad who had already divorced with my mom so many years back. I called him nikamwambia, Dad, I've been admitted to a university, and from that time I was blacklisted, so there is no way I could continue with my academics. And I started selling fruits with using a bucket. To a point I got tired. I couldn't continue with the job because of health issues. So after some time, God made a way. I went to college. I did my fashion design course for 2 years. Yeah, still trying to sell fruits to sustain myself and to eat, and at some point even to feed mama and our siblings, because there is a point mama got very sick, so she couldn't work. I had to pay the rent, I had to feed everyone, but I thank God he made a way and I made it through all that. And I did my college, graduated in 2019, and I got a job where I went to Nairobi, lived with my auntie for some few months, and didn't sustain me, so I had to go back home because my mama had already gone back to Shags, because we couldn't live in Nairobi anymore because we had no money. So I went home. I started picking tea that could give me at least some coin in the pocket. I lived there for almost 1.5 years without having to get a job. I helped Mama do everything, and sometime in 2020, my lecturer in college called me to get a job in her shop that she had started. But it was COVID-19 moment, so I didn't get any salary. I lived in a girl's house and she had to vacate. So I spoke to my boss about it and she told me I would live with her. Now the issue was here. I'm not getting paid. In her house, it got to a point after 2 months, she somehow tricked me out. So I had to go out. I moved out of her house. And she didn't pay me for 7 months. I survived by grace by then, and I used to hawk around Kasmat. That's where I used to hawk her tops, and she didn't pay me even after hawking, but it was good because I got the experience. I wouldn't complain though it got me into depression and stress, but it got me some experience, and I don't regret it. It was a path of making, and later I got a job in a hardware somewhere at Thika, and I worked there for almost 1 year. I used to get a salary of 7,000. And it was tough because paying rent, paying fare, feeding yourself with 7,000 is not an easy thing. And at some point, you need to support your family back at home. So it wasn't easy for me, but I survived. I used to sacrifice the fare and walk to work and back home. And it got tough because of carrying a heavy weight of cement. My body couldn't take it anymore, so I got very sick.
Cement, kwani ulikuwa unajenga?
No, I was working in a hardware and I was alone in that shop. So when a client comes, I have to carry that cement to the trolley he's using or the car he's using. So my body reacted and I couldn't take it anymore. So I had to quit the job. And quitting the job without having something else to do, it was tough. It wasn't easy for me, but I tried how I could to survive by within those months. Yes, and that's when I I started my own shop at Kiganjo after some times, and it went down because at the point I got my shop was where I could afford, was somewhere hidden, so clients wouldn't see what I'm doing. So after 1 year, shut it down, and later I got a job in a friend's shop. When I got a job in a friend's shop, I used to get 10,000, but that shop wasn't for long because it wasn't bringing any profits. So the owner decided to close it down. And so when she decided to close it down, I had to look for something else to do. But I begged her because she had a branch. I asked her to please give me something that would at least sustain me for some time. And I had to be paid with piecework. Piecework isn't easy because when there is no work, you have no money, you have nothing to eat, you have to survive. In fact, there was a moment I used to just take 2 bananas to sustain me for supper, and the whole day I've not taken anything. So I had to be strong. I had to be strong. Yes, for a whole year I had to survive because I had nothing to do. I couldn't just go get someone to pay my bills just because I'm desperate. No, I had to stand my ground to get what I really wanted to have. And so at later time, I cried to God so much because ulcers were paining a lot and I had no money. I had no money for food. I couldn't clothe myself. In fact, it got to a point even I looked at myself and asked, am I really a girl? Because I was so shaggy. I wouldn't get anything for myself. So it got to a point even a friend asked, you're working and why are you not taking care of yourself? And I'm like, I wish you knew how tough it is, but I couldn't explain myself. So later, I told God, please come through for me. And a stranger came to my life. He told me, please, he told me about his story and how he gets money and how he gets governmental jobs. And I asked him, can you help me at least market something I'm trying to bring up on global fashions and interior designing? And he told me, and because of this focus and interest that you have, I'll go look for a shop for you, pay it the first month, then you'll know what to do on the next things. And that is what happened. That's how God came through for me. I was able to look for a shop, and later God made that through way. Mama got some money, and I was able to stock. And that's how I've been surviving for this far, and that's how I got my job, and I'm grateful.
Wow. Then kwa hiyo wazazi ni walikuwa pamoja ama?
Okay, it has been a story because my parents divorced when I was in class 6. Yes, that is when they divorced, and Mama had to take care of us. The 4 of us we are. She had to sacrifice anything to ensure we go through school. We survived through high school because in high school it was tougher because I had to use one shoe that was cracked down there. When you're doing your duties, water in the shoe was too much, so my legs got issues with cold, but I can't live where there is a lot of cold because of pain on my knees, because I got a lot of cold on my legs. And so that's how I survived through my high school, because I had to fight to be who I want to be. I had to survive to be who I am today. It wasn't easy, but I did it because I trusted God.
Mlikuwa mnaishi na your mom kutoka kuwa mtoto mdogo ama?
Yeah, when I was young, Mama and Daddy were together, so I lived with them. But she was the only one working. Daddy was always at home, but he had a lot of income because he owned properties, and Mommy used to take care of everything. So even if my daddy had a lot of things, but later they had to divorce because Daddy was so brutal. In fact, there was, before they divorced, Daddy used to fight me. Whenever they got issues with Mama, Daddy used to fight me hard. To a point, he used hard trees to beat my head, to a point Mama would scream at night because my head was got some bruises because of hitting on the head. So they had to divorce because Mama couldn't take the pain of seeing her child being brutally handled. Yeah. So it was painful, it was hard. Seeing your own father brutalizing you wasn't easy. It was so painful. In fact, it got me to a point of being insecure with men, but it's healed with time.
So after ni wali divorce, so kulienda aje, ni mulishishi aje na your mom?
Okay, we had to relocate to our grandparents' home. That's where we used to live. So, of course, when a lady goes back to their parents' home, sometimes it isn't easy because sometimes everything you do seems wrong. Everything you do seems like your kids are the one always doing the wrong thing. Even if they are not the ones who did that, they are always the ones on the wrong, even when they are not. Yes, because it's kind of, they become a burden to them. Yeah.
So do you want to mean sasa hiyo ni Mungu tu alikuja yeye mwenyewe, huyo mtu kukuja alikukuta huku umekaa umeketi uko job, ama ilikuwa aje huyo mtu akatokea? Juu ni Mungu tu alimtuma.
Yeah, that was God. That person was somewhere working, and so I had to take my chances. I told him, I need your help in marketing my shop, in marketing what I'm trying to start, because I had no money, so I couldn't start that job. I was trying to market the shop using online, because I had been able to pick a Lipam Dogo phone, so I was able to at least do some online thing. And later, that is when I met him, when working in a building. He's a plumber and he's a civil engineer. When I met him, I had the courage to face him and told him, please, can you help me in this? And that is when I was able to get a shop.
So hii kazi kama venye unaona watu wasione kama iko ina cost ni kama how much, because kupata ni kazi kama hii by the iko na lot of money, so
Yeah.
approximately si lazima tuambie ni ya pesa
Exact.
mingi sana, ni kama ngapi hivyo?
Okay, to start, I used around 150,000.
150,000.
Yes, without the machines, of course.
So what about ni nyumba, kurent nini,
Renting.
kununua vitu?
Mhm.
Pia hiyo TV unatuambia ya 48 inches.
Okay, renting the shop, I just rent for 7,000. That is the shop. The house is 5,500. By God's grace, because that was a miracle, I got a one bedroom with 5,500.
Wow.
Yes, I used to live in a bed sitter of 4,000, but it got some issues of being dumpy, so I complained to the landlord, and he told me, because I can't allow you to live in a house that is dumpy and you're paying, I'll give you the one bedroom with 5,500. In fact, my life has been full of miracles. I can say I live on
So ni
miracles.
Mungu kumbe alituma akatuma na everything.
Yeah, he sent everything.
Umekaa hapo for long?
I've been here for around 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Na watu wananunua hapa ni wanakuja wanajaribu kujua.
Yes, people are trying to come. Watu at least wanajua, they can see what is happening here, and they come and compliment me for a good job, and I'm happy when someone compliments.
So huyo mtu anakujanga kuona venye unaendelea ama nyejure tu msamaria mwema akikuja anaenda kabisa?
The funniest thing is that the moment everything was settled, he went. He didn't come back. Yes.
Wah, guys, mnasikia story? So guys, huyu dem manze ameng'ang'ana haki hii life manze. Unajua ndio maana unajua pia mimi nimestuka. Pia nyinyi mtastuka sana hapo mafans. So nimekuta wewe ni msichana, ako na kila kitu, amefungwa everything. Imagine na ana mbabas na ni Nairobi. Unajua ni Nairobi. Na ako comfortable na ako free. So usione by the ningependa ni advice watu. Nimekuta huyu mrembo ni akuwa ako stable, ako anacheka. So huwezi jua hata kama ni yes, unaweza ona ni ako comfortable, but maisha yenye amepitia manzi, umesikia hadi story yenye ametupea guys. So sijui kama ulienda unaandikwa na mtu anaanza kupenda mambo ya mapenzi na wewe ni dem. Unajua mnapitianga by these strategies. Unaweza tuambia aje about your story?
Okay, what I can say, okay, my bosses weren't sexual harassing people.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm happy about. But at some point, you get clients who want to take advantage of your innocence, of your coolness, and they want to just take advantage of your lack. That the fact that you don't have anything, they want to take advantage of that. But what I will tell ladies, please stand your ground. God will come through for you. Stand your ground. God is not silent on your issue. One day he'll come for you because he did it for me, so he will do it for you.
Unaweza advise watu aje kama unijua ni Mungu sana juu hukuenda uingie mambo ya umaraya unaweza nichoka nini hiyo job, unasema mimi hapo nimefika mwisho, acha niende naanza kuona wanaume. Ni nini hiyo ilikuwa inakupush sana, yani inakuweka ni moyo sana, one day one time utakuwa na job yako na utaendelea poa? Ni nini hiyo?
Okay, what always made me strong to face life was, in fact, there was a moment I was like, Hilda, what don't you have that you can't get a man out there and cater for everything? But something inside me used to tell me, you're not like that. You have to stand your ground because you know what God has for you. So you have to wait upon him. No matter how tough it is, he'll fight for you. And totally God always came through for me. He used to provide.
So unaweza advise wachana wenye wako huko nje wanaona maisha imekuwa ngumu, unaweza advise aje ama hata pia majuzi?
Okay, I'll tell the youths, don't be so much in a rush to get what you want. Wait on God's time. It's always the best. You'll get not even what you expect, beyond what you expect, beyond what you dream about, because that's what God prepares for us. In fact, God created you as great, so he created that greatness in you. So the moment you agree to his process of making, he'll always bring out the best out of you.
Wow, before tumalize umeniambia unajua hii kipindi inaitwa Sultana, si ni kweli?
Yes, I know it.
Unakiwatch?
Ehe.
Na unakiwatch na hiyo TV. Kubwa hiyo 48 inches, si ndio?
Yes.
Ningependa ni kama unawatch hiyo kipindi tukuulize maswali kidogo before tufunge. So guys, I think ni tunaweza enda part 2, part 1. I think ni mtataka kujua ni story about huyu msichana na nitamuelezea hapo na nitaandika namba yake hapo kwa comment section hapo. At least ni kama unataka kuja kununua vitambaa, umeona kila kitu. So hadi hivi viko hapa ni nyuma yetu. Unaona hivyo vitu ni viko hapo. So unaweza kuja unachagua. So nitaweka namba yake hapo na kila kitu tutakuwa tunafanya ni na yeye kila siku atuelezee more about ni venye historia yake iko. Ni dev sana by the way, hatuwezi malizia saa hii. So are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Haya, hii kipindi ya Sultana, unajua wasanii wangapi kwa hiyo kipindi?
Okay, najua Maria,
Maria,
najua Sultana, najua Jeje, najua Mama Adinda, najua Dida, najua babake Jeje, mamake Jeje. Yeah, that's who I'm remembering right
Number
now.
2, unapenda msanii mgani kwa hiyo kipindi?
Okay, napenda Sultana manake ni mpole, ana maneno mengi.
Yes. Umerani kwa nini hiyo kipindi?
Okay, nimelearn that true love always wins. Kitu moja. Na kitu ya pili ni nimelani ati kwa maisha hakukosangi yule mtu mbaya, na bado hakukosangi yule mtu mzuri anataka kusaidia wengine. Yeah. So
kama JJ kuoa mremavu kama Sultana unaweza semea hiyo story aje?
Kitu naweza sema ni ati mapenzi hayana ulemavu. Ni ati ukipenda mtu shapenda. Haimaanishi hata kama ni mlemavu si mtu. Huyo ni binadamu kama yule mwingine.
Na wewe Kiswahili iko sawa, English iko sawa. Guys, najua hapa nitajua ni kila kitu banzi. Tukua na huyu. So, kwa hiyo kipindi kinaanza saa ngapi na kinamalizika saa ngapi?
Inaanzanga after news ya saa 1 na inaisha karibu ni saa 3, zishi karibu saa 2:30 hivi hapo.
Haya, wanatumia lugha gani kwa hiyo kipindi?
Wanatumia Kiswahili. Lakini Maria anaongea sheng kidogo.
Wow guys, mimi hadi sijoi piga ni interview kama hii. Huyu ni mrembo yani ni mrembo yani cool guy. Demo anajua kuaso, demo anajua yani about kuado ni watu, unaona kila mtu ni rafiki wake. So guys, you never know from here. You never know. So mnaweza pata ni story mob ni kwa na yeye sana by the way tukipiga story. So you never know. Mnaweza comment hapo kwa comment section. Nitapeana namba yake na kila kitu about by the way umeniambia uko na account tupige picha yenyewe ama
niko na kadi but it's a soft card not a hard card.
So nitaweka hiyo ni thumbnail hapo niwawekee ni muone. So guys, kama ni kupiga unaweza piga ni hiyo namba. So lakini unaweza fungua kwa hiyo kitu ni tuone. So guys, hiyo picha ni tutaweka hapa kwa thumbnail mtaiona. So guys, thanks so much. Keep supporting me. Na najua wengine wataanza kusema, si mwanza nini vituko na huyo mrembo. Lakini hiyo maneno ni by the way tutafanya story mob sana na huyo dem na interview. Juu pia yeye anajua about Sultana. Si unajua hadi hii kipindi inaitwa Pendo inakam. So tunaweza kuwa by the way tunamuelezea hiyo kipindi ya Pendo ama Sultana yenye inaendelea pia na yeye. Yeah, you never know. Hii ni Nairobi. Also, thanks so much guys. Keep supporting me. Remember to subscribe. Na tunaelekea 1000 subscribers. Waambie bye bye. Bye bye. Let us meet in the next video. Bye bye. We love you. Mwah.